I would go gay for Grant Gustin. There. I said it. I don't like greatest opening to a video ever. If Grant Gustin ever saw this video, he would be like, who is this crazy asshole telling me online that he's gonna go gay for me? But I mean, I don't know if I probably wouldn't go gay for Grant Gustin. But see, I feel like in saying that, Grant Gustin would see this and he'd be like, yeah, man, who's this crazy guy? And then he would be conflicted, right? Because he would be like, on one hand, I want to know who this crazy guy is, this ass that has like an amazing voice and is telling me he would go gay for me. But on the other hand, I'm kind of offended that he wouldn't. I have no idea. I've never met Grant Gustin. He could just be like, crazy asshole. But yeah, no, anyway, okay. So I wanna do an update from the last video that we made, following this whole breakup experience. I feel like a lot of you guys have misconstrued what I meant and what I was talking about in the last video. So here's the thing. Staying in Colorado was never a long-term goal. I was never going to live here for the long haul. That was never the case. Ideally, I wanted to return back to Lexington. And the reason why was because with Lexington, like, as populated as Northern Colorado is, the biggest problem that it has is that there's nothing to do if you're not a huge fan of like going hiking all the time, which hiking's nice, but it's not something that I would do like every day or every other day or like every weekend even. It's not something that I would do all the time. For me, it wasn't something I realized I missed until I left it, but I miss the city life. Like I miss like, that's one of the great things about Lexington is like there was a lot going. I mean, there's not a whole lot. It wasn't as big as Louisville. There wasn't a whole lot going on there, but I kind of miss the city life. I miss there always being something to do every single day. And I've explored a lot of the things that there are to do here in Northern Colorado, like the Fort Collins area, because I live in Loveland. So like going to like culinary classes and going to like photography workshops and things like that. I've done a lot of that stuff and it's cool and it's really fun, but it's not something that I would do every day. And so the idea was moving back to Lexington because that's where I have all the friends that I've known for like 18 years and so on. But I was talking to a buddy of mine, Daniel. He's like, dude, move out to Los Angeles, man. He's like, you're like 2.5 hours away from LA. Like, move out to Los Angeles, get a 1-bedroom here, or get a 2-bedroom rather, because he and I would split. There was a 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment that we found that was fully furnished in Santa Monica for like $2,200-$2,300 or something like that. And he's like, we'll split it in half, and then you can rent out the house in Lexington. That'll cover your half of the rent there. So you basically you have the house in Lexington that you own outright, which you can go at some point and just retire to if that's what you want to do. But you can literally use the rent from that house to cover your rent in LA. So it's a zero-sum game. You're no worse off now, no worse off than you are right now, which is fine. He's like, all you really have is the mortgage on the house in Colorado. And go from there. But no, I was never going to sell this house. Guys, I dumped a ton of money into fixing this house. I had to pay a ton of money out of pocket to fix this house. I'm not just going to up and sell it. That was never the intention. The intention was if I ended up moving back to Lexington or wherever I end up moving to outside of Colorado, the idea was that I would keep this house because I would want a place to crash at whenever I fly into town to record like the R&BE or the Comics Experiment or whatever we're calling it now. That was the whole idea, like to have a place to crash here. I don't need a hotel. Well, I get a hotel room and I'm already paying a mortgage on a house that I already own and I've already got all my stuff in here. So that was the whole idea. I mean, maybe I would Airbnb it, but with all the things that I have in here, I probably wouldn't. Mostly because I just don't really trust random people with my personal belongings. Even the things that aren't like super expensive, I still wouldn't trust them. But yeah, no, I mean, that's something that I want to clear up, guys. Like, this is not me in panic mode. This is not me, freaking out and in a hyper emotional state. We made that pity party video, which I've since kind of put it on private because I feel like it takes away from my brand and it makes my channel look bad. So I've removed that whole thing, or put it on private anyway, like remove that whole thing. But no, I had my pity party. And I think that's why it's important. After a breakup, I think it's important for guys, especially guys, to have a pity party of sorts. So that way you can get it all cleared out and done, and then start thinking rationally going forward and figure out what you want to do from there. But yeah, no, I mean, that's the video that I made last time, the 5-year plan. That was me at my most logical and most like sensible. I've always wanted to travel. Like, I've always wanted to go and see the world. And that was one of the things that I've been thinking about. Like with my success on YouTube at the moment and trying to grow this vlogging channel and see what I could turn it into, traveling around, going to like a different country every couple of months, that would definitely go towards helping that. But nonetheless, like, yeah, no, guys, don't freak out. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. These things happen. It's just the way it goes. So no, don't worry. Like, I'm fine. I'm not getting ready to go through like a crisis or anything like that. It's not the calm before the storm. It was a person I was talking to. It didn't work out. That sucked. Suck it up and move on. And that's all you really can do. So, yeah, no, it's a crazy situation. Here's something else that I want to talk about too. All right, and this is a very important topic. How much time do we have? All right, we're only at like 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes. This is a very important thing. As most of you guys know, Candace Patton is my celebrity crush, right? Like, man, Candace Patton. But there has been a new variable thrown into the mix, all right, that complicates things, all right? Jessica Parker Kennedy. She plays Nora Allen on The Flash. Jessica Parker Kennedy. God, she is super, super gorgeous. See, here's the thing about celebrity crushes, guys. Celebrity crushes, we have as celebrity crushes because we're just like, they're super hot. Like, we don't know who they are. Like, I've never met Candace Patton in my life. Like, I've seen like a couple of her Instagram, videos, wherever those stories that she posts up. I've seen those every once in a while. But I've never met her in real life. For all I know, she could be sitting around her house just reading comic books like all day long. And I'll be like, my girl, yeah, let me buy you dinner. Or she could just be like, ew, comic books. I have no idea. Despite the fact that she plays Iris West. I have no clue. I never met the girl. So I don't know. But like looking at her, it's like, damn, dude, she's, man, let me tell y'all something, man, she's stunningly beautiful. But then you look at Jessica Parker Kennedy, it's like, damn, she's stunningly beautiful. And it's like, man, like, I'm torn between celebrity crushes, and I don't know which one to pick. But you know what? They're both going to be my celebrity crush. Candace Patton and Jessica Parker Kennedy. They're both my celebrity crushes now. Can a person have two celebrity crushes? I feel like you can. I feel like I'm like 20 right now. Which is kind of pitiful. 34 years old, and I'm just like, celebrity crushes. This is the thing that we're talking about right now. Celebrity crushes. But let's be honest, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, especially the ladies out there, I know you guys have celebrities that you're crushing all over. I know that for a fact. Don't even lie. Don't even tell me you don't. I'll call you a liar if you tell me you don't. I know a lot of y'all are crushing on The Rock. I would go gay for The Rock. Legitimately. All right, I would go gay for The Rock. If The Rock was like, what's going on, Rob? I have no idea how The Rock would talk. It was like, hey, Rob, do you want to smell what The Rock is cooking? And I'm just like, of course I do, Rock. And he's like, well, come this way, my friend, and you go gay for me, and you'll find out what The Rock is cooking. I have no idea. This video is getting a little out of hand. I feel like it's getting a little out of hand, but I feel good. I'm in a pretty happy mood, so I figured, why the hell not? Just kind of let it fly and do its own thing. But yeah, no, okay, don't judge me. All right, celebrity crushes. All right, we all have celebrity crushes. I guess you can have more than one celebrity crush. Candace Patton's definitely number one on my celebrity crush list. But then after Candace Patton, probably Jessica Parker Kennedy, and then maybe going in like a few other people here and there. Danielle Pennebaker, kind of, a little bit, but she's married, so she's kind of like, she's a celebrity crush, but like, I mean, not to say, she's got her whole thing going on. So, I don't know, like who else? Like, who else would I have a celebrity crush on? Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Oh, back in the day. No, she's still hot though. The chick that played Winnie. You guys remember her? The chick that played Winnie? I can never remember her name. Back from the Wonder Years. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you get up and walk out on me? The Wonder Years was a great song. I personally love Pete and Pete back in the day, back when I was younger. Pete and Pete was a great show. That was amazing. I remember there was one episode, I can't remember what it is. The youngest Pete decides to run away and steals his dad's riding lawnmower to do it. And he's like riding down the street, his dad's riding lawnmower. It was some episode like that. God, Pete and Pete was such a great show. Rocko's Modern Life. All right, everybody in the comments section, roll call. Sound off with your favorite 1990s shows. I want to know what they are. I want to know what your favorite 90s shows are. I'm a kid of the 90s. I'm a product of the 1990s. And yeah, let's talk about the 1990s. There we go. Here's our topic for the video. All right, so we are 9.5 minutes into it. Here's our topic for the video. The 1990s. Okay, the 1990s, according to Rob. There will never be an era in humanity's history that will ever be as great as the 1990s. You wanna know why? Because the 1990s were that perfect blend between not really that technologically advanced, but becoming technologically advanced. Let me tell you something. Those of you guys who didn't grow up in the 1990s, if you were born in if you were born in the 90s, which is to say you were like, if you were born from if you're not a first wave millennial, basically. So like, if you were born during like 94 through like 97 or something like that, you missed out on everything. You missed out on every great thing ever. All right, you missed out on the wrestling Monday Night Wars. Man, let me tell you something about Monday Night Wars. Man, you missed out on the wrestling Monday Night Wars. You missed out on the Talk Boy and Talk Girl. You missed out on Skip It. You missed out on Rocko's Modern Life. You missed out on Doug. Oh man, my main man Doug. Doug Funny. Let me tell you something about Doug Funny, man. Dude, Doug, that was, man, me and Doug, that was my home slice, all right? Me and Doug Funny. I used to watch that show every day. I was like, Doug, I relate to your problems, man. Because we all knew that Doug was trying to get with Patty. We all knew Patty was trying to get with Doug. But for whatever reason, they just couldn't click, right? And it's just like, Doug, man, just say something, son. Don't let Roger give you a hard time. Just clock him one good time. Roger will walk away. And then just be like, Patty, what's going on, girl? Like, let's go on a date. Let me take you out to dinner. Like, I mean, well, let my parents drive us to dinner because they were in like junior high school. So it was like, let my parents drive us to dinner, and then they'll chaperone, and then like sit on the table over there, and then you and I will just talk to each other. But we knew that's what Doug was going for, right? Doug was going for like the coveted thing that every young man goes for when he's in like junior high school, right? Like elementary school, junior high school, holding hands. Oh, dude, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. You found a girl that you held hands with in like junior high school. Oh dude, that was a girl right there. You're just like, yeah man, we're going steady, we're holding hands. Like God, I miss those days. Yeah, you miss out on it all. Hey Arnold, I was never a huge fan of Cat Dog, never really my thing. Oh, you missed out on Stick. Oh shit, son, Stick. You missed out on Snick. Oh my god, dude, Snick, man, dude, how did that theme song for Snick go? Damn, how did that, because I know Snick had its own theme song, but I often get it confused with the theme song for Kenan and Kel. Kenan and Kel. Oh man, who loves orange soda? I do, ooh. Jesus, Kel loves orange soda. Man, whatever happened to him? Kel Mitchell. Kenan Thompson was one that, dude, he made out like a bandit when it came to his career. But yeah, Kenan Thompson, Kel Mitchell, I think was his last name. I don't remember. I don't know whatever happened to Kel. I would love to see him come back and make a return because I thought he was always funnier than Kenan on the Kenan Thompson show. But yeah, no. Oh, snap, son. Now, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. The 3 greatest shows in the history of Nickelodeon. All right. 3 greatest shows. Oh, you also missed out on Batman the Animated Series, you missed out on X-Men the Animated Series, and you missed out on Spider-Man the Animated Series. Nobody cares about Teen Titans, so I'm just messing around. I know a lot of you guys love Teen Titans. That was after my time, but I know a lot of you guys love Teen Titans. All right. The 3 greatest shows in the history of Nickelodeon. 90's shows. All right. 5 greatest shows in the history of Nickelodeon. 90's shows. All right. What would you do? Double Dare, Salute Your Shorts, Hey Dude, and Are You Afraid of the Dark? 5 greatest shows in the history of Nickelodeon. Watch out for those killer cacti and man-eating jackrabbits. Hey Dude. Yeah, you missed out on it all. If you were not a 90s kid, you missed it. Oh my God, you missed it. Yeah. If you didn't live through the 90s, you missed out. I'm sorry to tell you. You missed out on all the greatest things ever. Like you missed out on GAC. You guys remember GAC from back in the day? Like the GAC stuff? Yeah, the Nickelodeon slime. I mean, you guys missed, yeah, man. You guys missed out on the Sega, oh my God, the Sega Game Gear. Remember that thing? That thing would crush batteries. You put like 4 batteries in it and you get like 45 minutes of gameplay, like game time. Dude, that thing would crush batteries. You missed out on the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, like the old school Game Boy. The one, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, the old school Game Boy. Dude, it had like this monstrosity of accessories, right? You had this old school Game Boy and you had like you had the Game Boy itself, and then you had like this little kit you could put on it that would like magnify the screen, and then you had a kit that you could put on it that like on top of the kit that would magnify the screen that would give you light so you could see the screen, so you could play it when you're driving. Man, you came out of this thing looking like Inspector Gadget, wearing like walk around this whole thing. Man, it was. Oh man, dude, I remember there was this one kid. Man, like you guys missed some of the crazy hairstyles. There was this one kid. I always felt bad for this kid. This kid was Ben or something like that, and that was back when trolls were like the biggest thing. You guys remember that, like, little troll dolls? They were like the biggest thing with the crazy hair. So Ben comes in. It was back when we used to have show and tell in elementary school. This is at Neely O'Brien Elementary. We were both in like the second or third grade together, and I'll remember this for as long as I live, man. So Ben's family was not they were not a family of extravagant means, right? They were of limited means. And so Ben's big thing was like the troll dolls and the coloring books, because, you know, while a lot of us were going out and getting like Super Nintendos and Segas, his family provided the best they could with what they had. And so for him, it was like troll dolls, and it was coloring books and so on. And so I remember, and I still feel a little bit bad about it, but it's also kind of funny, not really because of what we said, but because of his reaction. He brought in for show and tell a troll doll and a troll coloring book. And I remember he told it was something, he told people about the coloring book or something like that. Some people laughed at him or chuckled at him, and he's like, well, if you think it's that funny, then why don't you read it? And then he slammed the thing shut and stormed off to his desk. Oh, poor Ben. I felt so bad for Ben. Poor Ben. Oh, that guy, he just could not catch a break. But yeah, dude, I remember that. There was another time Ben ended up coming in, like his dad ended up cutting his hair and apparently screwed up. So his dad goes to cut his hair, and he ends up cutting the hairline back like that. Dude looked like RoboCop with his helmet off. Dude, I was like, man, I felt so bad for him. I was like, man, guy looks like RoboCop with no helmet on, with no faceplate on. I was like, why would you do that to your son? I remember that distinctly. That was one of the craziest things. Yeah, you guys miss field days. Well, I don't know if they have field days in the 2000s. They definitely had in the 1990s. Yeah, you guys miss out on all the best stuff. The 1990s were the greatest era in the history of humanity. So here's my question to you guys. What was your favorite part of the 1990s? Name your favorite part of the 1990s. I want to know what your favorite part is. We're going to call this the 1990s, according to Rob, plus going gay for Grant Gustin. Like we're gonna we're gonna title it that. I bet that video blows up. Like I bet that video does insanely well. Or like this video rather. Anyway, guys, we're gonna bring this to an end, and yeah, I will catch you all later. Peace.